Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. If you are new here, please subscribe. I post new videos every Sunday. They are usually whispered. This is a rare, soft-spoken occurrence, but we're going to do it as requested. I also have a website where I post ASMR and non-ASMR content almost daily. So you can check the link in my description box. It is always there. Currently, I am at, as I film this, I think 542 members. When I get to 550, I will be doing a bonus video here on YouTube on the Wednesday of the week we hit 550. So we only need a few more people. It really helps to support my channel and you get a lot of extra content. So today we are going to be just doing a soft spoken ramble. There's definitely a lot going on in my life that I've updated those on my website about, and I know I've updated you guys about, but I haven't talked too much about. So I made myself a little dirty martini. It's very dirty. And we're just going to talk about everything and ramble, soft spoken. It is very hard to speak softly. It is very easy to whisper or just talk in my normal tone of voice. So you'll have to bear with me, although I think that it will keep me talking slower, which I know you guys like, because I have to be very mindful about not getting carried away and getting too loud. So, first off, if you don't know what a dirty martini is, you can make martinis with gin, vodka. I prefer vodka. And how cute is my little glass? I got it at like a street festival in a set of 4. Dirty martini is literally just essentially vodka and olive juice with olives as a garnish. I have 3 of them. These are pimento stuffed olives. And a very dirty martini would mean there's a lot of olive juice in it, which this is. I don't normally like extra dirty. I like regular dirty. But I had a limited amount of, oh my god, what even is that? There's like weird stuff from the olive juice in here. Like, is that kosher? Like, am I all set? Like, am I gonna be killed by drinking this and get sick? I really don't know what it is. Whatever, we're just gonna go with it. I only had a little bit of vodka, and so I poured, like, the ratio's a little bit off. Wow, that is salty. So, I think the biggest topic of discussion is me losing my job. Unfortunately, some of you may know because I talked about it on a live on my website. And I mentioned it in my video last week here on YouTube, but I was unfortunately victim to a layoff again after I was laid off literally a little over a year ago. A year ago, well, let's say a little over 2 years ago, the company that I was at got acquired. That means that another larger company bought them out. And at first things were fine, but a lot of times with acquisitions comes layoffs. And they can happen for all sorts of reasons. Usually for the bulk, it's financial reasons, but as far as who they choose, it could be based on a lot of different things. But it's not performance based, right, on the employee. It's not the same as being fired, but it doesn't make you feel good. It can be based on newness of the employees. It can be based on salary, right? If they make too much salary and cutting their position helps the company to save some money, or they've only been there for a month and it's not worth continuing to train them or whatever. So that happened to me, you guys know. Like literally the day after I got home from my wedding, we got home on a Sunday, and then it was Tuesday, but yeah, that Tuesday, 2 days later, was when I got laid off from my job. I probably could have seen it coming, but I was really in the thick of being really into my wedding planning and caring about that, so I wasn't like super concerned, right? Like that's not what I was thinking about. But they were doing layoffs in general, and my work had slowed down, so I could have picked up on it, but whatever. So that happened. I ended up getting a job just about a month and a half later. I was really, really lucky. So I was laid off. I think my last day on paper was April 1st. And then by May 15th is when I started my new job. But I got the offer for my new job like end of April, which is crazy, honestly. It's very quick. So I was really lucky and I found a really great job. That job was really good on paper. But I didn't love being there. So when a recruiter approached me with another opportunity that felt even more aligned with what I wanted to do, I jumped on that opportunity after only having been at my previous job for about 9 months. So I started that job in January of this year, the one that I'm just laid off from, and literally started, I think, January 15th, and then by, April 19th or whatever it was, I was laid off. So 3 months of employment. A lot of people's first question, knowing that I do YouTube and TikTok and stuff, is like, is this a sign? Like, do you want to be doing this full time? Do you want to do your social media full time? And as much as I love doing social media, I do not want to be doing it full time for a multitude of reasons. My career has been something that's always been important to me and a part of my life that, gives me purpose and makes me feel accomplished. Also, the uncertainty around doing social media is real, right? It's only just become a career path recently, right, in the grand scheme of things. And so it's also just like never promised, right? Like, what happens if you fall off in 5 years, and then what's next? And there's of course a journey there for those that are doing it full time. Like, that's absolutely not a reason to just like not do it if it's your total dream, because you can do other things, right? Like consulting, managing. You could take a page out of like Alex Cooper's book, right? She's now, she has her Call Her Daddy podcast, but she's kind of aging out of her not her original demographic, but maybe like her lifestyle is kind of aging out of that kind of crazy party lifestyle and single stuff that she's known for. So she found her kind of mini-me in Alex Earl and helped her to sign on, her own podcast, and I'm sure gets a nice percentage of that, and helped her market it and whatever. So there's a lot of different paths that you can go. This is strong, even though it's very olive juicy. It's also like really strong. But I'm just not interested in those paths, at least right now. And pretty solid about that for a while now. Both times I've been laid off. Doesn't mean that I can't kind of dive a little bit more into social like during these off times for me, but I really do want to have a consistent, stable career with growth trajectory and whatnot. I don't know. I also like structure. Like, I like that it's 9 to 5. I remember in college working at Sephora, and going to school, and I never had a day off, right? Like, literally in 4 years. Because I would work on, maybe it was like 4 days a week, like Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? And I would go to school Monday through Friday. So I never had time to just chill for like a full day, right? I don't know how I did that. So all I would be like is, oh my God, I just want to have a 9 to 5. I just want to have a 9 to 5. And I like the 9 to 5. You get insurance, right? You don't have to pay out of pocket for insurance and all the things. There's of course pros and cons to like owning your own business and things like that. I'm thinking of the TikTok sound, like, that's liquor. That's liquor. Except for that's olive juice. It's so olivey. Oh my God. Salty. That might be the end for me. I need more vodka. It's too much. Okay. Anyway. Look, I'm whispering. It's so natural for me to just start whispering in front of the camera. So yeah. So all that said, I am just applying to jobs right now. I work in like healthcare marketing, pharmaceutical marketing, a little bit of like experiential marketing and events. And you can work kind of vendor side, client side, or agency side, right? Agencies are, media agencies, ad agencies, things like that, creative agencies that help to plan the, advertising dollars, create the ads that are used, whatever. Vendors are like publishers, right? Like different websites or magazines or, whatever companies where, I can feel this now. Wow. Companies where, you'd actually purchase media from. And then, of course, client side would mean you work for the actual pharma company itself, and you're kind of the person that works with the agency, with the vendors, and, puts it all together and reports back. So, I've done vendor side and agency side. I would love to do client side, but it is very competitive, and a lot of those roles are very coveted and hard to get. But we'll see. I'm going to try. So I'm trying to just do my best, make my YouTube videos, my TikToks, apply to jobs, and, just do what I need to do. If there was a time that I needed to be laid off, I'd rather be a time where it was nice outside, where it's warm weather, so I can like take a walk or, hang with friends on a weeknight or whatever the case. So that's what's happening with my work stuff. Other than that, it's just kind of my normal life, right? Weekends wise, I'm looking at my calendar. What do I have coming up? We've got Mother's Day coming up. I talked about my sister being pregnant, so I haven't seen her since she first told us that she was pregnant in February. And by that point, she was only, I don't know, maybe like a month and a half or something along. But now she's gonna actually have a bump, so I'm excited to see her on Mother's Day, which is, I believe, today as I post this. So happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. Trips wise, I don't think I have any trips. Oh, I have Tony's family reunion shore trip coming up in June, which is always fun and always just like wild. So you guys know the Jersey Shore. Everybody in Philly and Jersey and whatever go to the shore for the weekend. It's just like a weekend spot. Some people have houses that they will stay the whole season. Some people will rent houses for a month, the season, a weekend, a week, whatever. So every year Tony's family rents out a motel down the shore and these are motels, like you can smell them as soon as you walk in the door, right? The mildew. Shore hotels and motels are all like kind of dumpy. It's like if you know, you know. I mean, you pay an arm and a leg because you're staying at the shore. Like it's not for the actual hotel itself. You're paying for the location. It's like Manhattan real estate, right? Where they charge like $1,300 for like a closet. So we go to a motel where like his entire family will rent out the entire motel. So that's the part that makes it fun. So there's no other like strangers there for the most part. We've had years in the past where it's been like 1 or 2 times that there were a few people there other than us, but this year I'm pretty sure it's just us. Maybe there's like 1 or 2 rooms that aren't, but whatever. And so it's like, you know, it's open, right? And there's a pool, and there's Tony's family is huge. So there's like 80 people there maybe, and it's aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, you know, everyone from less than 1 year old to like people in their 80s. Like everybody goes, and all of Tony's cousins go that I'm friends with. You guys know them: Brig, Kate, Sierra, and we just have like, it's just a big party for 2 days, you know, on the weekend. So we do that, and that's coming up in the beginning of June. So I'm definitely really excited about that. It's always hard to stay in these motels. I'm not being dramatic. But this year, the one that we're in, the rooms were recently updated, and a couple of the rooms were recently updated, and the room that I'm in was updated. So I'm really excited about that and curious to see what they mean by updated. Hopefully it's more than just like a fresh coat of paint. I remember Tony's one cousin, Swellen, you know, had her son a couple years ago with her down there, and he was like maybe like 1 at the time, and she's like, smell Mitchell's head. She's like, Mitchell's head smells like the motel. Like, and I smelled his head, and it literally smelled like mildew. So yeah, but you know, we do it for the plot. It's fun. It's like Schitt's Creek vibes, basically. Other than that, though, you know, no trips or like anything crazy, which is a good thing. That we got to go, Tony and I, on our Aruba vacation, you know, before I was laid off, so we could have that and have that fun time and not feel, you know, stressed about the spending. Tony also did get a new job, which I'm so excited about and so proud of him. He, you guys know, has been a carpenter. He was a union carpenter, and you know, to not go too much into detail, a lot of times it would be slow. So it's really great when it's good, really good hourly wage, and good benefits and pension and things like that. But there's a lot of inconsistencies as far as like hours go, and there's no PTO, no paid holidays. So he's literally never had any of those things. And then a lot of times, you know, just not a guaranteed 40-hour work week in the past few years, which, you know, could be really frustrating and difficult for him and for us. So he decided, and, you know, we talked about that he was ready to move on and try to get, you know, something else. But of course, you know, with staying basically the career path that he's on now, just like looking elsewhere. So he was able to get a job as an assistant superintendent, which is huge. It's basically the superintendent of a construction site is who's like overseeing the whole project, right? The project as a whole. They're overseeing the carpenters, the electricians, the plumbers, you know, whatever. Making sure everything's going smoothly, everything's going, you know, according to plan and timelines and things like that. There's also construction project managers and things, and a lot of times you need a degree for these roles. I think construction project manager, you like almost always need one. Superintendent, I think it's more, they're more the ones that are like on site supervising, whereas the construction project manager might be a little bit more behind the scenes, like on the business side. So with the superintendent role, you'd need like superintendent experience probably, or a degree. Tony does not have a college degree. So he was able to get to kind of start, you know, he's starting out as the assistant super, which of course his experience, he has, you know, over 10 years of experience as a carpenter, journeyman carpenter. So that experience definitely makes him qualified to like step in and do the job. It's just good that he is able to start as the assistant super so he can kind of learn and grow and then work his way up to be a superintendent. And this is a salaried role, which is really exciting that, again, like he's never had PTO or a paid holiday off a day in his life, which I think a lot of us like corporate girlies and stuff not take for granted, but we just think it's just, oh, it is, but it is. Yeah. We always get our same, you know, paycheck if you're salaried, which is of course great. So he's really happy about that. He's like, it was cute because he was like, oh, like always on the day after, he's like Thanksgiving, like everyone's always like drinking wine and like hanging out after dinner, and like I have to work the next day and I can never really relax, and so I'm so excited just to be able to like relax on Thanksgiving and like have off the next day. I'm like, yes. So yeah, we, you know, I literally said, I was like, you know, Tony got his job. This is a really big deal. It's really exciting. First, you know, time he's changed jobs in like 12 years. Because he started at his company when he was probably like, well, he was probably like 20 and he's 31 now. So maybe, you know, 11 years. But I was like the universe, you know, didn't want to make me too cocky or anything. The universe wanted me to like, you know, fight for what I have and then I'll be unstoppable afterwards. I just had to get to the point to appreciate it. Because literally, like, he started this job a couple weeks ago on a Monday. The Friday before that, 2 days before that, is when I got laid off. So it was just like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, but it's gonna be okay, you know. I'm gonna get something. I know I will. It's just a matter of when and a matter of what. So I'm really hoping that I can find somewhere with stability. I mean, it's been my last 3 jobs. I've been wanting to stay for at least 3 to 5 years. And I've not been able to do that. So really just hoping for the best. So you guys can send positive vibes if you want. It's all appreciated. Guys, this feels so weird to do soft spoken. Like, I feel like I'm an alien and I don't even like know what is going on right now. Alright guys, I am going to go. I was just texting with Jordana and she's coming over my house. I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sorry I couldn't sip more of my martini. It was so salty, but I think it did its job. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you right back here next Sunday. Bye guys.